What's up, y'all? B392 back at it again, and I'm here with another video. Today's gonna be a video about why not to buy a Hellcat underage, from around like 17 to, I would say, 21. I'm gonna hop right into it. The very first reason is because of insurance costs. The insurance is gonna rape you. The insurance alone is gonna be another car note. That's a fact. I know this for sure. If you are a male and you're under 25, insurance is gonna it's gonna be bad. So I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's definitely a reason why you shouldn't uh, get a Hellcat under an age and that young, especially for high schoolers. But another reason, you're not a professional. You haven't been driving long enough. If you're like 18, 19, you have not been driving it long enough. So you don't really know how you should react to when the car acts a certain way. And what you'll see a lot of idiots. It'll be pouring out raining and they'll have a sports car and they're driving 80 plus miles an hour. You try that with a Hellcat, there's a good chance you will hydroplane and wreck into something, because a car with that much power and if you have performance tires on it, just if you hit the gas a little too much, it will kind of fishtail a little bit. So you just have to be mindful of that, and that comes with experience, and that comes with time. So just be patient. Don't rush it. Another very important thing that you need to know once you do this, and I'm speaking from experience, once you get a car of that level, like, you can only go up from there. You can't downgrade. Like in my situation where my scat was wrecked, I seen a go green. If y'all don't know go green, it's like a darker slime green that Dodge makes. I believe they probably stopped making that back in 2017. But the slime green was just crazy, and it was a Daytona Charger that I looked at, that I thought about getting, but it just wasn't gonna cut it. The paint job was extremely nice and everything, but going down from a 6.4 liter motor to a 5.7, that's an extreme downgrade. That's a downgrade. Just like if you go from a Hellcat down to a Scat Pack, that's a downgrade. Like, it's not the same. It's not gonna give you that same feel that you had in your other car. So I wouldn't even play myself like that. In the Scat Pack, I was completely confident on pulling up on any car and messing around. But let's say if I would have got the 5.7 Charger and I try to pull up on these new Mustang GTs with a 10-speed automatic or the new Camaros, I'm going to embarrass myself. Then it'll be back to the drawing boards again. I'd be miserable that I got that car just based off the amazing paint job of the Daytona Go Green. So I'm very happy that I thought about it and I didn't make an impulse buy. I thought about my future as well. Uh, a lot of what you have seen, uh, getting these cars, let's say if your credit is not that good and they run your credit and you're not able to get the Hellcat, that's messing you up. Each time you get your credit ran, it's going to drop some. So be mindful of that. Be very mindful of that and have a good idea of where your credit is. Uh, because there's so many times behind the scenes that I've tried to go get a car before I got my credit up. I've tried to go get a car so many times and I was turned down a lot. And it's discouraging, but that's why you don't give up. But yeah, it's so much stuff behind the scenes that nobody knows. Uh, but you keep going. Keep going. That's all I can say. Just know, like, let's say you are racing and you're underage. and you're a great driver. I'm not taking not to take anything from the people who are young in high school that can afford a Hellcat and they drive one, but if you're not smart about where you're racing or where you're, testing out your horses, it can be ugly. Some people will purposely pull out in front of you on purpose. And don't let it be a situation where you're doing 170 in a Hellcat and a minivan pulls out in front of you on purpose, trying to be an idiot. You're gonna kill everybody in that car. You're gonna probably kill yourself and the people in your car. So be very mindful of that. You have to be careful. There are people out there that if they think you're showing off just because you're having fun in your car, they will not like that, and they will try to do something about it by cutting you off or anything of that sort. And let's say they cut you off, but you don't hit them and you wreck and you blow up your car or something, they're gonna keep driving down the road. They're not gonna stop and check on you. So for the young people, you have to know that. I'm not taking anything from any older people that want to go buy a Hellcat because they've been driving for a long time. They know how it is. And for the young people underage, you should get a sports car that has a good amount of horsepower, but a V6, and push that car to the limit. Push it till the wheels fall off. And you'll get to understanding what a car will do when you hit the gas. And of course, you can't do the crazy burnouts and stuff that a V8 would allow you to, but you'll just be prepared and know what to expect when you kind of drift or it gets a little tail happy or you do a power slide. Like, and then when you get behind that V8, the same thing is going to happen, but it's going to be very exaggerated. So if you would turn your traction control off and drift around the corner, know that in this powerful car, it's going to happen a lot more dramatic, and you don't panic. You have to know when to let off the gas, when to get on the throttle, when to just hold the wheel straight and let the car correct itself. You have to know all those things, and that's going to come from experience. You can't go from a 1993 Honda Accord one day and tomorrow hop in a Hellcat with 707 horsepower. It don't do it. And who is just literally going to do 20 miles an hour and drive like a grandma in that car? Be honest. Nobody. So don't try that. You will want to get into a race. It will be so tempting. You get a thrill out of it. Your heart will be racing. And like I said, tragedies can come from races. If you don't know what you're doing, it can be bad. Tragedies can happen. And not because of you. It can be because of someone else. So you have to be mindful of that. And that'll put others in danger, and you're putting yourself in danger. Also, no, you're gonna get what you ask from the car. If you floor the gas down in a Hellcat, you are gonna get everything you asking for. That car is gonna unleash a monster. Like the Hellcat, the Scat Pack push you back in the seat, but the Hellcat is like when you get on the gas, you can't lift up. You're gonna be pinned back. It's a whole nother, like if you've been in a Scat Pack, a Hellcat is a whole nother thing. It's not even, you can't compare it. You can't compare it. So you have to know how to manage that throttle. That's the most important thing, because these Hellcats, they're very droppable, and you can adjust the horsepower from 5 down to 7. I mean, from 7 down to 5, and then in valet mode, you can, I think it's limited to 300 horses. But even in 707, if you just drive like a normal human being, it's a totally drivable car. But who buys a Hellcat to cruise like a Prius? Whenever you press that gas down, it's gonna give you whatever you ask for. Whether you're just cruising, whether you want to speed off, it's gonna get down through there. So you have to know that. most importantly, just know that life is a marathon and not a sprint. You will get to that point of owning a Hellcat. It just takes time. And let's say you're young, you're not even 21 yet. And I know the people you probably look up to or YouTube people that you're interested in, I'm sure they have the things that you want right now in the current situation, but just be ready for the future. Because if you prepare yourself for the future, you won't lose. Just thinking in the now is not good. Yeah, you want a scat. Yeah, you want that big boy Hellcat or Hellcat Red Eye, but it will come with time. And then being patient and having little sports cars to last you till you can get your Hellcat, that it will be well worth your time. And that way, when you go get your Hellcat, you have nothing to worry about. You know how to manage the power. You'll be able to take care of the financial part as far as brakes, insurance, gas. Gas is dang near another car payment itself. Um, just be mindful of all those things. And that's it. I'm out of here, y'all.